welcome back to Princess Court. Today we're doing a quick concealer only base for Vigor Deep's concert in Toronto. JP. I have procrastinated this video so long. Today I'm finally trying to do it, but I have a cold and I feel like you can hear it in my voice, and I don't know if I should continue with the voiceover. I really don't want anything to stop me from doing this today, so we're just going to switch in between some voiceover and some overlay text. Thank you for choosing to watch Princess Court. I really hope you enjoy this video and watch it till the end. We're talking about one of the biggest, most talented creatives and producers out of South Africa. And me, Luswada, I was going to be interviewing him. I was over the moon. If you follow me on Instagram, you already know that the person I was interviewing was Vigor Deep. Yes, the Vigor Deep. I was honestly so grateful for the opportunity, and it was such a full circle moment for me. Anybody who loves Amapiano knows the song Soundcheck, and that song was produced by Vigor Deep. I fell in love with Amapiano around 2020, and that was one of the very first songs I fell in love with. I think that if you just follow along with the makeup, you will get the same results. I don't really think I need to explain what I'm doing. There will be overlay text instructions on the screen that you can follow, and I'll obviously jump in with the voiceover if I have to. What I really mean is when I need to, I will jump in on the voiceover. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments and I'll do my best to clarify. Also, please drop a comment and let me know how we're doing on the voiceover, because I don't know how my voice is sounding right now. All I know is I'm not procrastinating this video any longer. I like my brows really laminated and flat, but also sculpted, so this is how I like to do them. The Maybelline Super Lock Brow Sculpt is amazing. It does leave a bit of a white cast though, which is why I like to go in with both that and the wax. It's pretty silly of me to do my edges and not tie them down in the summer when I know that my hair is very sensitive to humidity. That decision came back to bite me in the ass later, but of course we sorted it out. Now, like I said, this video is intentionally slow and detailed to make it easy for you to follow along. So grab what you need, get comfortable, we'll do this step by step together, and I know you'll love to look at the end. Now, if I do say so myself, my skin looks amazing on camera. I mean, wow. I have a bit of hyperpigmentation that I'm always anxious about, but for what it's worth, my skin looks pretty even and glowy on camera. I love that for me, and this video was taken 2 months ago, so I've probably gotten darker from being in the sun a lot this summer. Or maybe not, we'll see in my next video, because that will be more recent. What we're doing here is a 2-step sculpting our brows and priming our eyelids at the same time. This way I can go straight into my eyeshadow once I'm done with my brows. I like to go in with a brush to blend out the excess eyeshadow on my upper lid so it really blends out. I feel like in between being an adult and parenting myself and healing my child wounds and getting wounded again, remembering what my purpose is and having a dream and having goals and having school and having to work, caring about the state of the world, caring about the state of my mental health, caring about my friends, my family, my bank account. I forget why I want to be a YouTuber. I forget why I want to share my mind with the world. I forget why my dream to create content exists. I just really forget why it matters. I get caught up in the day-to-day tasks that are driving me towards a future that I want, that I desire. And I get caught up in the difficulty of it and I avoid it, but I don't want to do that anymore, and I don't want to make it a big announcement either. Because we've all seen that person that is always rebranding and always having a big announcement, but never really following through, right? I've been there and I've done that, and I promise you they don't do that because definitely something light. So yeah, we'll do our signature ombre look. That's always cute. So darker outside. I'm using this shade and this shade to make my crease. I'm not worried because my makeup always turns out so amazing every time I'm in a hurry. So there will be no great lock-in for me, or no 75 hard, at least not that I'm announcing in this video. The effort and the commitment should speak for itself. If I really want to be a YouTuber, then I should show up more. Not just show up more consistently, show up more clear on what my message is, show up more confidently, show up more all the things that I know I have to do and be in order to be successful. We're using the Morphe X Nyanne palette. Y'all know I love this palette. It's so multi-faceted because I use it for blush. I use this to contour sometimes. Maybe we'll use it today. There's also this orange tone I love for blush. And today we're going to use this lovely pinkish hue. It's called Strange for our ombre. Probably use this Strange and Farky. Farky is this light one over here. You know what's crazy to me though? I feel like I see so many people working so much harder than me. We don't have the same opportunities. I'm not gonna say that we have the same opportunities because I don't know what opportunities that they have. But I feel like they should have more and they should be further along and more acknowledged by their audience. But the results are taking forever and that scares me. I hope we're paying attention here because look how scrumptious that crease looks. Hard creases are so 2016, but when you do an ombre crease, like, it just looks amazing. It's very chic, very elegant, and it's so easy to customize to your liking and your colors. This is my go-to eye makeup for when I want to look beautiful without trying too hard. Magic to a perfect ombre eyes is blending. You want to blend the light colors into the dark colors and make sure that it just really blends in and out of each other seamlessly. The technique is to focus on the middle, right where the two colors meet, and blend in a circular motion until you get the perfect ombre. I think I always do the right side of my face first before the left. We will test this theory when I blend my concealer. So I've been watching a lot of makeup videos and YouTube videos, and I noticed that voiceovers aren't actually as common as I thought it was, at least not with the creators I'm watching. How do you guys feel about voiceovers? I prefer voiceovers because I'm not actually speaking to you. So just having an overlay text feels it doesn't feel like we're connecting as much because you're not hearing me, you're only seeing me. It's like watching a black and white movie with no audio. At least that's how I feel about it. I guess people are into that kind of content. People are into all sorts of things. So no hate, I can definitely understand that, and I just hope that the people who love my kind of content find my page. Our content definitely reflects parts of us as content creators that a lot of us have been scared to accept and acknowledge for a long time. And you notice that a lot of content creators that go viral because of that authenticity and that just unique value that they're bringing with their story. But talking about voiceovers made me realize that I value being seen, but I actually value being heard more. I would actually do a faceless podcast rather than the face-to-face sit-down type podcast, because for some reason I feel like I am the only one in the world who's ever going to actually get punished for the things that she's said, and that might just be my childhood trauma speaking. If you grew up in a household where you always had to articulate all of the hard and complicated feelings and be the one that encapsulates it for everyone else, then you essentially take on the role of being the scapegoat. So you are blamed for being objective, but nobody is talking about the fact that you're being objective for the good of everyone and what you're saying is true. You are just blamed for being disruptive and problematic, but yet everyone benefits from you being disruptive and problematic. So you just learn to be that person, and you learn to be scared. You learn to fear the consequences of your words instead of stand tall behind them, because there were always consequences for your words. And it didn't matter if what you were saying was right or wrong, true or false. There were consequences. And you think that as you become an adult, you leave those wounds in the past, but half the time you carry those wounds into your adult, not because you want to, but because the people wounding you are probably still there, still wounding you. They are the people that are supposed to love you. They are the people you are supposed to love. And they are the ones who tell you, if you do not agree with me, I cannot love you. So whatever love you find, you hold on to it because it's all you've ever wanted, even though it's unhealthy. healthy love is all you've ever had, and look at you, you're okay, aren't you? But no, you're not, because you're still not seen, even though you hold on to love that's not good for you. And you're still scared your words will have consequences. The consequence being the loss of your love, which was never really love, but how would you know? The only love that you've ever really had is the compassion you've shown yourself, but even that you hate yourself for. Okay, that just got too deep, but I think you understand what I mean. So clearly I was right about the pattern of my blending. I always blend left to right. It's probably because I'm right-handed, so do you blend left to right or right to left? Let me know in the comments. I think that's pretty interesting individual trait. I go through good and bad phases like every creator, and I feel like that's another reason for the skepticism around insisting on my message, but that skepticism is a result of fear, not fact. What I know for a fact is that showing up consistently, confidently, and with the message that I think the world needs to hear based on what's in my heart, then that message will find its audience. And also removing the need to create from the need to be seen, that is an essential skill for content creators, but it's not a skill you see a lot of people teaching even when they sell you courses. Being a content creator means being resilient, showing up consistently and confidently, and knowing that what you're talking about and what your message is going to have a positive impact on the world. If you convince yourself that it's not, then that's what it's going to be. Because let me tell you the truth, people with less good ideas are doing the exact same thing. People with ideas that are actually hurting the world and hurting people are confidently showing up every day and putting themselves in front of people's faces. So it would be silly for me to know what I know from all of the experiences that I've had and be able to share this information with somebody who doesn't know or may be conflicted about what they do know. It would be silly and selfish of me to not share. It would be completely silly and selfish of me to talk myself out of the opportunity. I'm very good at concepts and thinking about content ideas, but I leave too much space in between the idea and the implementation. I've listened to podcasts and lots of materials about accelerating to the next level, quantum leaping, all of that stuff. They all say the same thing. The gap between the idea and the implementation needs to be as short as possible, because that's how you learn. Honestly, my motto moving forward is that the results will speak for themselves. There will always be more people not clapping for you than people clapping for you, because exposure is just one part of the game. Not everybody who sees you will actually like you and support you. You gotta remember that. You might have 100 followers now and maybe one or two actually like your content and comment and support you. That's just going to double the more successful you get. It's very easy to think that the more successful you get, you will only get more good things, but generally life is a twisted rope of fortune and misfortune. The more blessings you get, the more responsibility, the more risk you have to take, and that's just how it goes. I also sort of moved away from online activism into activism in my personal life based on like actual interactions that I have with people. And I have to say, it's actually quite eye-opening to see how people actually respond and to see people's thought patterns, just general biases that people have. And these conversations I think are important because you really need to know what kind of people you're surrounded by. Don't think that you know people just because you guys do cute aesthetic stuff together, or you go out together, or you spend time together, never really delving into what kind of mindset they have. I think once you start to have really insightful conversations with people, you will be very shocked because I feel like no matter what I do, it's not blending. Bottom line is appreciate the people who appreciate you and forget about the rest of them. It's not so bad. Let me let it breathe for now. Lipstick. I hope this is not a bad decision, because sometimes just think I'm blend choppy, and today is not the day. Like, I literally don't have time to sit here and blend. But I'm gonna be on camera, so I need my makeup like top notch. Like, Maturing for me is literally realizing that life is not meant to be explained, it's meant to be lived. And because we're still caught up in explaining the validity of our lives, that influences the trajectory of it. You really just gotta make your life your own because nobody else is going to do that for you. Anyway, if you are wondering how this look turned out, because I am struggling right now, here's how it turned out. Especially as a black woman, without knowing it, we spend so much of our time seeking validation. We spend so much time explaining, over explaining even, our reason for just being. And it's not for a lack of knowing who we are, it's because we just are that, and then they ask us why. They tell us not to be that. Black women have been the most marginalized in history, but let us try to talk about it. It is impossible for us to talk about the situations without being labeled woke, feminist, just angry and bitter, you know? But this is the reality of being a woman until you learn to wield your power and use it not only to protect yourself but to protect other women. For lack of a better ambition, using my power to inspire other women to step into theirs and let them know that they actually have way more choices. You have to understand that you have way more choices than you can see in front of you. Not only do you have more choices than you know, but not choosing any of the options that you see in front of you is also a very crucial skill. I don't know that black women are taught that. I wasn't taught to advocate for myself. I was taught to not be disruptive, not be lousy, you know, not have anything that could make other people talk about me in a way that I didn't want to be perceived, when in reality, I have no control over that. I know that, like me, many women didn't get taught how to advocate for themselves, express themselves, question the value of situations in relation to them being in it. I know that many women didn't get taught how to walk away from situations that didn't serve them. I know that it would have been vain and selfish of them to do so. They would have been demonized for it. They never got taught how to use their voice. They never got taught how to be wrong and change and learn better. They were never taught how to be a person. They were taught to be servants, taught to be servants and slaves to love, sentenced to a life being loved by people who did not know what it meant to nurture. The only way that a man knows how to love a woman is when he chooses to learn, because society will not teach him. Genuinely, if 16-year-old me knew that love would not change him and my ego was able to accept that, my life would look so much different now. With all my experiences on learning good and bad, I think by now I've realized that improving your life is not about feeling shitty about yourself or feeling shitty about your life or hating where you're at. It's the opposite. It's actually about appreciating your very unique existence and everything that has happened to get you to where you are and made you who you are today. Your potential to be even better rests on your ability to accept certain truths, move past them, ingest them, and alchemize them. And you have to go through it. You have to go through it. I don't care how many books you read, how many podcasts you listen to, how many seminars you attend, you have to go through life. I'm not saying you have to make every mistake under the sun in order to learn. You can definitely learn from other people's mistakes, but certain things you have to go through. So don't get caught up in the kind of self-pity that makes you hate yourself for going through life the same way that everyone else goes through life. You really have to get your mind out of that victim mentality or you'll never be happy. It's easier said than done, yes. Even I'm still working through it. I'm in a place where I know I'm not the victim, but then what does that make me if I'm not the victim? Does that make me the villain? Or what? Well, what does that make me? I'm still figuring it out. I don't know what to tell you, but when I do, I will tell you. And that's perfectly okay. We definitely all weren't made to live the same type of life in the same type of way on the same type of timeline. Think about how boring and just like crazy life would look like. We would all just be clones of each other. But our individual stories is what makes life so beautiful. I think that technology is just laced with so many distractions and so many quote-unquote innovations that are really there to not solve but disguise problems that are there by design. And the more people buy into this idea that they have to buy a solution or just essentially live a substandard life is a lie. Like, I promise you, not being able to afford every new drop is not a failure on your part. It's not because you're not working hard enough. It's just not a personal failure, okay? The wealth of the ruling class is controlled by two things: access and demand, okay? So they control who has access to what's in demand. Now, with the use of AIs and algorithms, they can sort of control what's in demand as well. So now they're controlling both demand and access. But what happens when you exercise your individuality? The algorithm can't predict or categorize you, so you think you're flopping, but in reality, you're just being a normal human being. And I'm telling you, it's so easy to get caught up because even though I know these things, I still make choices that reflect as if I do not know. Because mental conditioning is something that's so hard to change, especially when you're doing it alone. It's easier to change your mind or develop a habit when you're in a community of people, but doing it alone, now that takes work and commitment. It's the very reason a lot of people will live very basic lives. And when I'm talking about basic lives, the most judgmental people have the most basic lives. I will bet money on that. Do you know why? Because they are obsessed with their lives looking better on paper than it feels. And like I said, life isn't meant to be explained, but the obsession with explaining our existence is going to be the very death of us. Explain what this YouTube video is about. I could do that. I could give you a perfect explanation of what this YouTube video is about, but could that really summarize the value of this video? Could it really summarize all the different emotions I felt throughout? Could it summarize all the emotions of my viewers? Could it summarize the actions that this video might influence or the thoughts? Could it possibly encapsulate the very experience of stepping into the world of somebody who has evidence of the things that you already know? They do not know you, but they speak to your soul. You can watch a video that makes you feel so hopeful. It's the reason that you have a good day, or at least a good start to your day. Personally, I just want everyone who watches my videos to know that life only gets better when you don't give up. Whether you're in the worst possible position of your life or it just feels like it, the only way to change things is to stay in motion. And nobody said you had to have perfect form while doing that. I'm literally proof. You don't have to be perfect while doing it. You just have to do it. Does it suck sometimes not being the most excellent, not being the best? Maybe, but in my experience, that's usually because other people try to make them feel shitty for not having the results that they wanted. I feel like a lot of people have not decided what they want as a prize, but they are still playing the game of life. That's okay if that's you, but I need you to know that that's not sustainable, because at some point, life will start playing you instead. That's when you start hearing, oh, I'm doing this for the plot, I'm doing that for the plot. And by the way, I'm not above this thing I'm talking about. I'm very much still a do it for the plotaholic, but you know what? Self-reflection is the first step towards recovery. This is what I mean by there's a lot of things that make me skeptical about sharing. The fact that I'm still a work in progress, it sometimes makes me feel like I'm not qualified to share the thoughts that I have on my mind. But you know what? If I have the audacity of an average white man, then I can do whatever the hell I want. But yeah, knowing better doesn't always mean you can do better. Sometimes changing your mindset isn't enough. You need to change your environment. You need to change the people around you. You need to change what you consume. You might pretty much have to detox your life completely. Wow. My favorite step is definitely the sun and spray lock. All that beautiful blending in. I am obsessed with how lovely this look came out because you saw how we struggled. It wasn't easy, but we overcame because yes, we are that girl. We know what we're doing over here. If you're following along, I really hope you tag me in your looks on Instagram. I'd like to see how this came out for you. And yeah, I really hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. It was a lot of real deep talking and connecting, but this is why I'm here, okay? This is what does it for me. Just knowing that I am a positive force in the world makes me feel so good. And especially because I'm not doing it to feel good. I'm not doing this for my ego. I genuinely believe this is my purpose and calling. I would do this if I was never ever going to ever get paid. There's a difference between knowing something as a concept and seeing it manifest in real life. I want to be the face of growth. I want to be the face of hope. I want to be the face of perseverance for everyone who's watching my content. I want to be the one that makes these concepts a reality. I've seen it happen, so I know it's possible for me too. But also the really interesting thing about life is that I already am I already am all of these things that I'm saying I want to be. But because the world requires evidence of me, and of course, I require evidence of myself too, because the results should do the talking. However, I'm saying that because the world requires evidence of me to prove my worth and to prove my value, every time I look at myself, I do not see what I should see, who I know I am. I see what the algorithm is reflecting back at me. And that, my love, is why I have to constantly remind you, myself, and every woman out there, we are more than the algorithm can encapsulate. Genuinely speaking, we're much more than anything humanity itself has been able to encapsulate. There is so much that remains a mystery about women, our bodies, our minds, and our temperaments. So don't let anybody tell you who you are. Make sure that you figure that out for yourself. One thing that I've learned in all my years of living is that the longer you hide who you really are, the harder it becomes for people to accept it. Yeah, the longer you hide who you really are, the more you're teaching everyone around you, including yourself, to hate who you really are and love who you're not. If makeup isn't your thing and it's not going to help you achieve any of your goals, you don't have to get into it. Your strength does not have to be the strength of another woman. Your strength can be your own. That way you're never competing, because competing is a losing game. All in all, I think I'll be okay. I went to do a little bit of getting ready and putting stuff together just now. Put my bracelets on. Okay, I went to get my fan so I can blow the lashes and I can do this quicker. Truthfully, I loved editing this video. I feel like knowing that even if nobody in the world watches this video, just making it has taught me something is amazing. I mean, this is the whole point. Because if you're not learning, then you're dying, right? I used to feel the need to define my identity as a creator by the things that I didn't do, because I didn't want to be like mainstream creators who just talk about things that personally to me I feel have no depth and don't help you to really be a better person or contribute better to your society. But the truth is that kind of self-righteousness doesn't get you results. It just gets you ostracized. Standing for something doesn't mean that you have to pull others down to be able to do that. You just see the full fit later on at the event. But the way I usually do it anyway, I'll do the makeup tutorial as a separate video and then the vlog as a separate video. So there'll just be clips of this in the vlog anyway. Yeah, I don't understand. This glue is like so tacky, like extremely tacky. Why is my eye tearing up? Now's not the time. This one's coming out. But it's good. It's good that this is happening now. Not when I get to where I'm going. If you're watching this and you actually watched all the way to the end and you love the makeup look, please leave me a comment. It would mean the world to me to know that somebody else out there appreciates this video being put out. It took a lot of effort to get to this point where I can actually set a day aside and say I'm going to work on this video today and actually work on it, post it, not leave it in my drafts because I'm scared to post it. So please leave me a comment if you're still here and you enjoyed this video. I want to start a new series called The Sweater's Corner. I've had so many ideas of series I want to start with my YouTube, but I think this is the one. I think this is the one that I will actually commit to and be consistent with. Last year when I started my YouTube, or did I start my YouTube 2 years ago? Either way, when I started my YouTube, the series that I wanted to do was called Take Your Own Advice. On my Instagram, I've been working on introducing a series called Baddies Buying Less. All of these require a lot of time and dedication to actually make sure that the episodes stay consistent and the content keeps coming. So trust me when I say implementation is not always as easy as the ideation, but it's just as important. I don't think there's anything that beats the gratitude and feeling of fulfillment when you actually bring an idea to life though. As a creative, that's definitely top 3 feelings ever. Please let me know if there's anything else you would like to comment that I didn't think about, anything you thought about the video, feedback, what you loved, what you didn't love, do you like the look, all of that. I would love to know. I love a red lip, so this is a favorite look. This Juvia's Place highlighter has literally been passed from generation to generation at this point. I think I've had this for about 4 years now and it's not finishing anytime soon. If this isn't your sign to shop black owned brands, then I don't know what is. Honestly, next time I go to Sephora, I really want the new Danessa Myricks products. I've been doing more beauty content lately and I will continue to do so because I really want to get on the PR list for the beauty brands. I don't want to pay for my makeup anymore. I feel like with my niche as a lifestyle creator and not really growing as fast as I want to be able to save and maximize the benefits of being a creator as much because I already don't get paid for videos. I mean, most videos anyway, so it makes sense. I'm already on a few PR lists, but I don't think I'm on the list for products. I'm on the list for events. I need to get my PR products. And this is the final look. I can't believe this took me less than 2 hours. Look how that is blended to perfection. Even with the setbacks we had, we pulled through. I am drenching my face in setting spray because I'm going to be out all day. I'm going to sweat. I just really want my makeup to stay the way it is.
I think I should do that because low-key I'm going to work at this party. So yeah, let me keep my hair in a ponytail so it's just like cute. I'll see if I can actually put it in like a corporate situation. Let me get my earrings so I can put them on camera. How gorgeous are these? Look at that. Adorable. That's what I'm wearing today. Yes, yes. So perfect. It's so perfect that my hair is in a ponytail because now it's not covering the earrings and that's like perfect.
The earrings really just tied the entire makeup look together.
Yeah, that's cute. I have like one little swoop and then the ponytail and then I can just do that. Yeah.
This is my final look and this is the first interview I've ever done. If I do say so myself, I think I did amazing. Definitely check that out. Congratulations on making it till the end of the video. This was so fun. I will see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching.